I just don't feel the same way anymore. That line is a gut punch to your emotional well-being. And what's worse, you didn't cheat, you didn't lie, you actually thought you treated her just fine, and yet still this move comes out of nowhere and you're wondering what the hell just happened. So I'll break down what these lost feelings really mean because it's never just about the words. I Lost Feelings is a cover story. It's the softest way to detach from you without taking blame. See, she doesn't want to be the villain, and she doesn't necessarily want to hurt your feelings either. She wants to leave clean emotionally and socially. She doesn't want to cause a big scene on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Now, there are two paths that you can go here. The first one is that a woman's feelings change overnight. Whatever she's telling you, she only feels in the moment. If she's telling you that she loves you and wants to be with you for the rest of her life, and she actually means that, as long as the rest of her life lasts for about the next 24 hours, if that. So when she tells you she hates you, she's done with you, she doesn't want anything to do with you, just give it 24 hours and see who's stalking your profile. So when she's telling you these things, you've got to understand that they just exist in the moment. She'll tell you things like, we should take a trip together. We should go to Kings Island this weekend. We should go whitewater rafting, jump out of a plane, and then have a picnic on the Rio Grande. All of those things sound nice and fun and romantic, but they're only said in the moment because she's just trying to convey to you how you are currently making her feel. And that's a good thing. Like, just keep it coming. I don't mind. But most guys end up thinking, because they think like men and they don't understand that women think like women, they mistakenly think that those thoughts and those feelings are actually going to last until the weekend. Like, you should know, even with yourself and your friends, if I tell my friends that I want to go and do something this weekend, sometimes by the time this weekend comes around, I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to sit at home, watch Netflix, and fall asleep on my PlayStation. And the fact of the matter is, if a woman loses feelings for you, she's just telling you this in the moment. It's not how she felt yesterday. It's not how she feels tomorrow. But okay, that's one path. Let's go down the other path. The other path is when she means it. And how you can tell she means it is because it usually follows an argument. Like, you've just had an argument and now she's going to tell you how she really feels about you. It's like, she's not going to tell you how she really feels about you. She's going to tell you something that's going to hurt your feelings and is designed to hurt your feelings, okay? So if she just wants to talk to you, like she just texts you one day out of the blue, at work, and she says, hey, we need to talk when you get home. And then she sits you down and says, look, I just don't feel the same way anymore. That is when you actually need to worry. That woman is actually losing feelings for you versus the woman who just got done arguing with you and now just wants to hurt your feelings and says, look, I don't love you anymore. I lost feelings for you, blah, blah, blah. But okay, like I said, we're going down the second path now of the woman who actually has lost feelings for you. And what you have to understand is that those feelings don't just leave overnight. They decay over time. In other words, she's felt like this for probably months and maybe even years. And sometimes when you're dealing with an emotionally immature woman, they will line up somebody or have somebody else in mind by the time that they tell you this so that they don't have to sit and deal with your loss. So here's what this usually means when a woman tells you that she's lost feelings for you. Number one, you've become too available. And this even is true in long-term relationships where you guys live together, you're married, you have kids, whatever, and you're thinking, oh, of course I'm available. We live together. But when you really get down to it, what it means is you've become too much of a slave to your own routine. See, a woman needs chaos, and if you're not going to give her chaos at a steady dose throughout life, she's going to cause it herself. You stopped being a mystery. You stopped waking her up with those cute little notes. You stopped getting her flowers on the rare occasion just because. You stopped fixing her breakfast in the morning even though you had to leave for work. You stopped doing special things for her birthday other than just taking her out to eat at Cracker Barrel. And God forgive me for blaspheming Cracker Barrel's holy name. If y'all haven't been, it's an American thing. You gotta check it out. Women are driven by emotional stimulation, and stimulation is not stagnation in that relationship. So when she knows what you're going to do every single day, every single morning, every single night, and for men, we don't mind falling into a routine. That's actually part of how we regulate our safety. But the thing is, you're not built for safety, dude. You're built to take on saber-toothed tigers and mastodons still. That's still in there. So a man can become too safe in a relationship, and I think a woman can sense that, and she'll start causing chaos, and at the very end, she'll just tell you, this is over, I've lost feelings for you, we're done. So if you don't want to go down that path, what you need to do is secretly plan. And here's what I mean. This is such a key point. You've got to secretly plan random events with your wife or with your girlfriend. What that looks like is you surprising her one day with concert tickets to her favorite band, maybe plane tickets to somewhere she's always wanted to go. And the thing is, you've planned the whole thing out, but it looks random to her. That's how you keep the mystery long term. You don't have to do that every, month or something like that. But yeah, you need to do that at least a couple of times a year. And I don't mean like full blown vacation, okay? Just do something different, something fun. Take her out of town, 3, 4 hours out. Chase her in the woods with a Jason mask. I mean, you gotta kink this up somehow, all right? Number 2, she started giving her emotional energy to somebody else. Now, that could mean physically, like she's cheating on you, or it could just mean emotionally, and they call that emotional cheating. When her attention is elsewhere, her feelings for you fade in order to justify it. That's her reconciling the fact that she is cheating on you, even just emotionally, with somebody else, but she's going to say, he's too distant. He's too cold. He's not meeting my needs emotionally. She's going to blame it on something like that without just communicating to you and telling you this. She's just going to go ahead and hit up that guy. She's just going to go ahead and call him, talk to him, do whatever. And by the way, a lot of emotional cheating leads directly to physical cheating. A big problem that I see in long-term relationships is guys who will fail to open up their wife, their girlfriend, whomever. And what that looks like is when she's angry or mad or upset, I know that it's emotionally immature to shut down on somebody, to make them guess. And I understand all that. However, it is also a man's job to at least try to open her up, to get her talking about how she feels. Now, again, this is just how she feels. This is not the things that she's going to act on. She might tell you some horrible things, like she just wants to get rid of the kids and be single again. And you say, okay, that's fine. You take the big one. I'll take the little one. We'll get in the truck and we'll go to Vegas. You can leave them at the fire station up to a certain age. I don't know. That's how you kind of handle those feelings, okay? It's like they're valid, yes, and I kind of feel the same way, but yeah, I mean, you bring them back down to reality and, they know your face by the third baby, I swear. So when she's trying to communicate her feelings to you, if you're not trying to open her up and receive all of that chaos, then she's going to take it to somebody else. Here's another one. She tested you and you folded. See, women love to push your buttons. Wherever you draw the boundaries in your relationship, she's going to push them. And she's going to push them not to be toxic, but to see if you're really the man that you think you are. So if you're going out for date night and your woman is dressed in something a little bit too revealing and you're not comfortable with that and you don't say anything, do you think she's going to dress more conservatively next time? No, she's going to push it even farther next time because you aren't man enough to speak up and say, hey, I don't like what you're wearing. My girlfriend, my future wife, the mother of my kids, however you want to put it, doesn't dress like that. Go change. I know, that's so toxic nowadays. Okay, fine. Go ahead and take advice from the feminists who want to scream at you and tell you what a real man is while they can't even tell you what a woman is. All right, I'm getting political and I don't actually mean to, okay? And what's the saying? I've been called an asshole, a misogynist, and a prick 1,000 times, but I've never been called a liar. So when she tests you and you lose frame and you fold under her testing, under her pushing of your boundaries, and you don't reinforce them, you don't call her out on it, you don't call her out on her disrespect in the middle of Target, you think that's going to get better or you think it's going to get worse? Do you think she's going to feel more attracted to you? Or do you think she's going to feel less attracted to you and more attracted to the Starbucks barista that just took her order? That's how these things start, from men who do not draw boundaries and say, look, you're not going to do that if you're going to be in a relationship with me. And it's better to be too controlling than not controlling enough, because women are very loyal to toxic men. You ever notice that? It's a strange sort of dynamic. It's like the more toxic and terrible you are for her, the more she can't get you out of her mind. I'm not telling you to be like that, but if you have to lean one way, it's better to lean towards too controlling than not controlling enough. And point number 4, which follows along the same line, you've stopped leading. You just let her take the lead. When a woman has to take the lead in that relationship, she gets into her masculine, because it's the masculine that leads. It's the feminine that follows. She will end up resenting you. And I mean actually hating you for that, because she's not in her element. You, because you're weak, let her lead and let her control that interaction every single time you guys go to Target and she's the one pushing the cart in the front and the husband's kind of tagging along behind her. By the way, they're usually really fat and they're on their phone just, kind of going like this. I guarantee you that man is not treated well in that relationship and that woman runs that household. I've personally faced this a couple times when I've gone shopping with my ex-girlfriends, and what I've always done, my go-to move, if a woman is going to walk in front of you, try to lead the interaction, I don't care what it is. I seriously don't care if we're in the freaking tampon aisle. You're not walking in front of me like I'm your little kid, or like those freaking white kids that are always on a leash by their white parents. I have no idea where that started. But that's what I see every time I see that interaction. But when I saw my ex-girlfriends pulling away like that, like they'd walk in front of me or something, I'd stop. I would literally stop in the middle of the store and just let them walk. And they'd probably walk a couple aisles before they realize, oh, and every single time it stops. It's sort of a cute way to do it without you like pulling some weird sort of man card out. You're just letting her know, hey, you're not going to lead this. I am. But I get it. You're already at this point. She's already told you she's lost feelings. So what do? Number one, you stop chasing clarity or closure from her because you won't get it. Like I said, most women don't understand why they feel how they feel. So you trying to get it out of them is not going to work. At best, they're going to give you some stupid quote that they heard from TikTok or YouTube and then use that to justify whatever their actions were. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to open up your woman and to ask her, what do you mean? What I am saying is that if you expect a straight logical answer, you are fooling yourself. Number two, let her feel the weight of her own decision. Don't text her, don't follow up, don't call her, don't beg her, don't do anything like that. If she texts you or tells you, I've lost feelings for you, you can ask her why or, what's really going on here. All of that's fine. But when that conversation ends, it ends. You go no contact. I don't care if you live in the same house. Not to say that you would ignore her, but you use sort of a customer service voice on her and you move on with your day. You don't try to win her back because you trying to win her back usually just turns into you chasing more and it pushes her even further away. Now, if she tells you you're too cold, you're not loving enough for me, whatever, then yes, you actually want to like schedule more dates with her or something like that. You need to listen to what she's saying. But most of the time, it's because you are not acting like the man that she fell in love with. That's why she tells you that she lost feelings for you, because you're not him anymore. You're some other dude. Number three, you want to build emotional tension in absence. Guys tend to do this overtly instead of covertly for the biggest effect. So typically what that looks like is a man who's going to post all sorts of gym selfies, maybe a selfie with them in their new car or their new girl. What you're really trying to do is signal to her that she was really missing out on something. Look at how much better your life is without her, and it just comes across as weak and needy. When you build that tension in silence, it looks more like one of your mutual friends saying something to her like, hey, did you hear about his new car? Or did you hear about his new girl? That will hit her much harder than you posting something about it. Number four, if she comes back, she has to come back on your terms. Even if she's the one who told you, I don't love you anymore, or I lost feelings for you, she still has to earn that right back into your life once things end. Think about it this way. You're not going to reapply for a job you just got fired from. If they want you back, they're going to have to call and say, hey, we made a mistake. We actually want to hire you back with a raise this time. Let me sum it all up like this. She said she lost feelings, but that wasn't about you. It was about how she felt around you. And women's feelings tend to change as fast as the wind does. So unless she texts you one day and sits you down calmly before you've ever even had an argument and told you she lost feelings for you, then it's probably just an argument. She's probably saying this stuff when she's mad at you just to get back at you, just to try and hurt you. And even if she has lost feelings for you, it's probably because you are not the man that she fell in love with. Don't forget, in the bio of every single one of these videos is my personal link. Click it, schedule something with me if you want to deep dive, if you really want to take your situation serious. Other than that, little bro, you've got this. I've got you, and I'll see you in the next one.